Hello friends, today we will going to discuss one more topic, that is agri-entrepreneurship. See, entrepreneurship is a common, but a great thrust is available in the agriculture field. When we are telling about agriculture, it is not only with respect to the production or coming out with the grains and marketing it. We are having a entrepreneurial ability also with respect to the agriculture. The farmers or the youths or many people are having a great opportunity to take up entrepreneurial activities with respect to agriculture and allied activities. Now we will see what is agri-entrepreneurship. See, agri-entrepreneurship is popularly called as agripreneurship. See, agripreneurship is a word in which a person who takes up the entrepreneurial activity in the field of agriculture is called as a agripreneurship. So that is the entrepreneurship in the agricultural field helps the farmer to become, or a youth in a rural area to become more professional. Commercialization of the Indian agriculture could be achieved through this agripreneurship. See, it helps in boosting the business factors in agriculture, making agriculture as agribusiness, especially with respect to primary, secondary, and tertiary sectors. See, agriculture, usually we used to say that it is a primitive farming or a primitive type of the income source. But we can commercialize it and professionalize it and making it as agribusiness by adopting agripreneurship. See, agripreneurship or the entrepreneurial activities with respect to agriculture could be taken from value addition to agricultural resources in the rural area. See, here there is a huge availability of human resources. See, when we are telling about a rural area, we are having a human resource in a larger or in a cheaper rate that could be efficiently and effectively used for this developing agripreneurship, especially from value addition to all the agricultural resources. And here the agripreneurship could be taken up for the finished products also, or the produce which is produced in a rural area could be come out with the finished product and could be sold in a market as a primarily as a agripreneurs. Here the production or the agripreneurship can be taken up by the resources which is available in the rural area for the rural people. See, agripreneurship is very easy because in the rural area they are having a huge availability of the resources for taking up it. By using those locally available resources, they could able to take up a agripreneurship or agricultural activities. Now we will see what are the importance of this agricultural entrepreneurship. The first one is it helps in reducing the poverty and unemployment. See, usually what happens, the agriculture is a seasonal basis. You may not get the whole year employment opportunities. So many times what happens, there is leads to a unemployment. And one more reason for the unemployment is nothing but the subdivision and fragmentation of land, and you are having a small area for cultivation that may not give you the effective or the efficient returns for you, that leads to an unemployment. And when there is unemployment, automatically the income will going to reduce. When the income is very less, leads to poverty. By taking up this entrepreneurial activity, you can add up to your income, and a whole year you can occupy it with some or the other job. That's why this agriculture entrepreneurship helps in reducing the poverty and unemployment. And next one is labor intensive. Whenever we are telling about the entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial activity, usually it used to be the labor intensive. When there is a labor intensive in the city area, it is very difficult for us to arrange the human resource or the human power. Whereas in the rural area, they used to have a sufficient human resource, or at least they will get some human power to take up the activities. And the next one is the agricultural industrialization leads to development of rural area. This is a natural fact. When the agriculture, which is in a primitive form, will become a commercialized farm or like a business farm, helps in urbanizing or developing an area with respect to all the infrastructure because of improving their education, improving the income and exposure to the other area, cosmopoliteness, all these factors influencing them to develop the rural area. And it leads to a balanced country development. Balanced country development is nothing but without hampering the local resources, without hampering the ecosystem, along with the agriculture production, they can take up the commercialization of the agriculture in terms of enterprise, helps in balanced development. and the utilization of local resources. See, whatever the entrepreneurial activities we are taken up with respect to the resources available in the local area. See, the resources which are available in the local area could be used for developing a entrepreneurial activity or take up a entrepreneurship activities. So this will help in effective and efficient utilization of the resources which are available in the local area for effective or efficient utilization and getting a higher income for the farming community. And the capital creation, that means when you are taking up the like this business activities helps you to have a certain income for you. This income helps leads to having a certain savings. Capital formation is nothing but a savings or property making or making a money, and which could be used as a capital for the future use. That is the capital creation. When you are having additional income through these business activities helps in creating a capital that could be used for further or the future activities, and it acts as a basis for taking up other entrepreneurial activities. Improvement of per capita income. For example, if we are having 1 acre of land and the whole family is involved in 1 acre cultivation, the per capita income will be very less. When one person is involved in farming and along with that they are taking up the enterprises or entrepreneurship activities, that leads to additional income. So the per capita income automatically increases. That helps in providing making a family above poverty line, and they can enjoy all the requirements. And what are the functions of agri-entrepreneurship? The first one is they could undertake a farming scheme. That is nothing but whatever the schemes available for encouraging the farmers to take up along with the cultivation entrepreneurial activities could be made utilized by this agri-entrepreneurship. And next one is it helps in assuming a risk. See, many times what happens, the agriculture itself is a risk because we are gambling with the monsoon, labor problem, everything will be there. So this helps us to take one more risk by adopting some entrepreneurial activities, which gives them additional income by using available resources. Earns profit. See, always when you take up an agri-entrepreneurship, maybe in the beginning you may feel difficulty in maintaining it, but in a long run, you can be able to earn a profit out of your entrepreneurial activities. And here it helps in identifying agriculture as a business, and it provides the opportunity to start a business either as a farmer or as a distributor. Being a farmer also, you can take up a business and making agriculture as a business sector rather than just a cultivation, and you can act as a bridge in distributing the product which is produced in the rural area to the urban area or to the corporate sectors. There are different types of agri-entrepreneurship. The first one is the individual entrepreneurship. Individual entrepreneurship means here an individual will going to take up a entrepreneurial activities. And the next one is the group entrepreneurship, that is taken up in a group, maybe 2, 3, 4 are in a partnership form. And the next one is the cluster formation. And the last one is the cooperatives. These are the 4 types of agripreneurship, that is individual, group, cluster, and cooperative. Now we will see one by one. That is, what is individual entrepreneurship? See, at the name itself, as the name itself indicates that the individual entrepreneurship is nothing but an individual entrepreneur will bear full responsibility of each and every activity of his enterprise. Maybe with respect to money, with respect to human resource, with respect to profit, or with respect to ownership. Whatever the strategies he used to do for developing his business will be done by him only as an individual, and he will be the ultimate decision maker, and taking his business to a upper level is mainly depends upon the individual. And the next one is a group entrepreneurship. The group entrepreneurship is in terms of partnership. The partnership may be 2, more than 2 is a group. So it is maybe 2, 3, 4, or maybe 10. The good example for this is a private limited companies or public limited companies. Here the group whole is responsible for this. And sometimes they may be in a group, they will take a decision, or the certain sectors will be divided among the group members, and they will be held responsible for each and every activities of the particular part of their business. And whatever the profit or the loss should be shared by the group rather than the individual. And the next one is the cluster formation. The good example for the cluster entrepreneurship or the cluster formation is the self-help groups or the NGOs, which are called as the one of the important the cluster business formation. The primarily a formal group or maybe a non-formal group of the people will be formed to achieve a common goal. If a self-help group, they may take up a stitching activity, they may take up a small petty shops, or sometimes they may take up some the household the products like the papad or some pickles and everything they can take up, and they will going to market it and they will run it as an enterprise. Here, as a small group, they will start and their common goal is to get the income out of their activities. And the next one is the cooperatives. The cooperatives is nothing but it is a big group based, it is a form of a business which is owned and controlled by the same people who used it. For example, the FPOs, the Farmers Producers Organization. It is a cooperative where they used to run by the group of people, and the services also utilized by the same group of people. Like that, they can also take up the entrepreneurial activities by selling the fertilizers, marketing of the goods or the producers. For example, we are having a Safal Producers Cooperatives, which is run by a Safal marketing company, where this Safal Producers Cooperatives is run by the Safal users only. They will bring all the produce to these cooperatives, and that will be sent to a Safal, and Safal will going to sell it in a higher price, and the amount will be again transferred to the Safal cooperatives. And once the cooperative receives that amount, and they'll distribute the profit among the farmers based on the quantity they have given, along with the some of the handling charges will be cut by them. These handling charges will be kept in the cooperatives only, and these handling charges will be used for the benefit of the same farmer member who are running the cooperatives. And the next one is the area of agri-entrepreneurship development in India. Which are the major area where the agri-entrepreneurship could be developed? The first area is the input management. Input management with respect to livestock feed, fodder, machineries and equipments, fertilizers and pesticides. That means in this area, they can take up an entrepreneurial activities. And the next one is agro infrastructure. That means in terms of the transportation, the communication services, maybe in terms of power, irrigation, cool chain infrastructure, storage structure, cold structure, all these things they can take up. You can start one cold storage unit and you can run it as an enterprise and get the profit and provide the services to the farmers. And the next area in which the agripreneurship could be taken is agro-based production, like high yielding varieties of seeds. Means they can maintain the seeds. Maybe they'll go for floriculture in a protected cultivation. Some of the horticulture crops like fruits, vegetables, high value vegetables in a protected cultivation, pisciculture, that is fisheries, animal husbandry, livestock, dairy, and all these things could be taken up as an enterprise. And from that, the income they can get and used for their benefit or for running their family, and they can add to their family income. And the next one is agri-processing. The agri-processing means in a processing sector with respect to the fruits like jam, squash, canned food, etc. And the sugar cane produce a process like sugar grains, candies and jaggery they can do. And dairy product processing could be done as a curd, milk, butter, or a dairy powder, ghee, some sweets, flavored milk. All these things could be done with the dairy products like sweets. So many lot of sweets are made out of the dairy. Next one is the trade and others. That means they can go for contract farming, where they used to have a contract with some corporate sector. They'll grow a crop and sell it to the corporate sector with a short price or predetermined price. And the cooperative farming, that means all together can cultivate and sell it together so that they can have a better bargaining power and get a better profit out of it. Retailing of agriculture products. That means you can only directly going for selling the agriculture goods. That means maybe input agencies they can go for selling this fruits and vegetables. And next one is the value chain management and the marketing logistics. That means you are providing all the marketing logistics as one of the enterprise, and you can act as an entrepreneur in maintaining the value chain management. And next is with respect to agri-marketing and agri-services. That means in providing agriculture finance and insurance services, the transportation, storage and warehousing, the storing of grains, grading, standardizing, packing, labeling, advertising. All these things are with respect to marketing and agri-services. In this area also, you could take an enterprise, and many have taken it as an entrepreneurial activities, and they are also succeeded in this case. And the next one is the agricultural science and technologies. That is agroclimatic studies you can do, disaster management, pre-harvest and post-harvest technologies could be developed and recommended to the farmers, and you can take it up as an enterprise. And the next one is agriculture management. Management means in terms of input management, farm management, finance management, risk management, production management, agriculture marketing management. All these areas you can take it as a management, like a consultants, managers, maybe with respect to the farm will be taken by you, and you will manage, grow some crops, and you will pay only the least amount or the this thing. And many times you can be appointed as a manager, and you have to manage the whole crop, and for that you will get a remuneration, and you can use so many technologies for that. That is what is the area, thrust area for agripreneurship. And some of the agencies who are supporting for this agripreneurship development are NHPs, that is mainly with respect to post-harvest management, EPIDA with respect to export promotion related activities, MOFPI with respect to food processing, and other government institutions or agencies are they will be like the spice board, coffee board, coconut board, all these things they are supporting with respect to a specific crop activities will be supported. And the national research institutes like CFTRI, ICRI, IHR, they used to support the farmers in taking up the entrepreneurship in applied researches. And agriculture universities like the startup programs or skill development programs, they are supporting to take up some startups, and they are supporting it to take up an entrepreneurship as a startup activities. And state government agencies, marketing and SCB, etc., they are providing some of the subsidies for taking up certain activities with respect to machineries, inputs, and all those things. State agriculture and horticulture, animal husbandry department, they are the main responsible persons to implement all these programs and providing the financial assistance or skill development or capacity building programs are all taken up by all these institutions. But here, can take up these benefits are maybe a farmer, or maybe a farmer associations, or maybe a food processors or exporters could take the benefit out of all these agencies to take up a agripreneurship. What are the major problems they are coming across with respect to agri-entrepreneurship? The first one is the financial problem. The financial problem with respect to the local infrastructure facilities, that means they may not be having a proper storage facilities, proper machineries, repairing, maintenance will not be there. And the next one is the risk element, because it is an agri-entrepreneurship. There is always a risk. If you won't have a sufficient raw materials, you cannot run an enterprise. There may be a chance of the power problem, and all those things may come across. And there may be a chance of shortage of fund. Usually agriculture people always face a capital problem. They may not be having a minimum capital to start their enterprise. And sometimes if they put all their capital to it, there may be a chance of failure, and they may end up with a poverty or struggling. So these are some of the major problems with respect to finance. With respect to marketing, they may face a lot of competition in a market where they used to face a commercial producer. The commercial producer, they'll come out with a very good packing, appearance, and all those things, name, advertisement will be there. And here the small enterprises cannot compete with the big commercial producers. And there is a chance that they will be exploited by the middlemen, by these local entrepreneurs or the agripreneurs, usually exploited by these middlemen. And with respect to management problems, because this is in a rural area, with respect to agricultural resources, there is a chance of lack of the knowledge on information technology. They cannot able to approach the different area by using these new information technologies, which could be done by other commercial producer. And there is a huge problem of technical knowledge gap. I have to take up some enterprise, maybe leaf sheath, areca leaf sheath plate making, I need to have some technical information or technical program. Many times what happens, farmers are lacking this technical knowledge. Many times they must have the minimum knowledge of maintenance of machineries, or their own firm should be maintained by them. That is also they are lacking due to their lack of technical knowledge. And the next one is the poor quality product. They could not able to maintain the quality of the produce how they used to maintain in a commercial production or in a higher scale. there is a lot of problem in maintaining the quality of the local enterprises. See, now I hope you have understood what is agripreneurship, what are all the trust area where they could able to take up the agripreneurship, what are the agencies which are supporting it, and what are the problems they may come across which could be overcome by their own effort to take up agripreneurship. So to make an agri as agribusiness, there is a need to take up agripreneurship and to get a higher profit out of their cultivation. Thank you so much. I hope you have understood whatever the information given on agripreneurship.